So in case you guys don't know, I am a major in psychology. However, I haven't talked much about my minor, which is fermentation science. And as part of this minor, one of our lab activities that we did was brewing and designing a recipe for our own beer. It wasn't totally hands-on. The professor did handle a large portion of it, operating the machinery that was in the, what they call it, the pilot brew laboratory, where basically you brew very small batches of new recipes. And we did that. My group picked out a honey wheat ale, which is right here, no label or anything, just a plain glass bottle. Um, I was the one responsible for capping the beers, so someone else bottled it and I capped it. Just as a comparison, I have a sort of generic light lager here. It is from Cleveland, which I just thought was funny. Um, so we're gonna taste my beer and see how it ended up. I have been waiting all semester for this, right? We were supposed to get it before spring break, but like things came up and we couldn't get it until just now, and it's just finished conditioning after 2 weeks, and I'm very excited. We racked it 2 weeks ago, and now after 2 weeks of conditioning, it's ready for consumption. Um, it is a honey wheat ale. However, something went wrong, and the professor put too much water in it, so it may be around 3% alcohol by volume. If you don't know, a regular beer is around 5% alcohol by volume, and if a beer is below 3%, then that means that there's not enough alcohol in it, and it might start going bad more quickly. So we will take a look, see if that happened. I also did not like clarify or flocculate any of the yeast out, so there are a bunch of spent yeast solids in the bottom. In order to deal with that, I am just going to carefully decant it into my cup. So, just as a control, because I am a scientist, I'm going to take a sip of this regular light lager. I mean, that's fine. Another reason why it works well as a comparison is because that is 4% alcohol, still a very low percentage. So maybe it's a little more appropriate as a comparison. Do you hear that hiss? Nice hiss. So the carbonation, the finishing sugar, worked well. That's edible. It's got a weird bitter aftertaste. I'm going to decant it carefully into this cup. It's got a pale amber color. Um, Nice head. Good amount of foam. No uh, off or strange aroma that I can detect just by nosing it. And there's not much left at the bottom of this cup, meaning that this um, cup is full of spent yeast solids, which is not a good thing. Those typically will make a drink bitter, which is probably that aftertaste that I am noticing. That's those spent yeast cells that I'm tasting. It's not ideal, but it's pretty typical for a home brew or a micro or like something made at home to have that, and you just kind of have to deal with it. Because I do not have an industrial brewing setup. It's extremely light. You can barely taste the alcohol. I mean, honestly, you can't taste much of anything. So you see in there, nice head, foamy, like light amber color. Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of nervous to keep drinking this. Like, what if it messed up everything and I'm gonna die of like, I don't know, methanol poisoning? I know that's not a thing in beer. Methanol poisoning happens when you distill liquor improperly. It's not a beer thing. Um, yeah, I mean, overall, my first time brewing beer, uh, a success, I guess.